So welcome to SJ Cartier Limited Convos. Today it's going to be a bit different to the topics I've already talked about. Previously it was reselling. Today I'm actually going to conversate about two things in the news that is quite being publicised. I think everybody's heard about the two things. First of all is the young 14-year-old boy that was stabbed on the bus. First of all, I'd like to give my condolences to his mother, his father, his family, and hope that everybody kind of finds a way to come closer together and become strong together as one. Although it's not the best time to come together as one, but positives from a negative, let's say. But my main issue with what I think I want to say with this topic is I'm quite ashamed at how the media has actually publicised this. So I see it's all over the news, and what kind of hurt me the most was today when I read I was travelling on the train and I read the Metro paper today. So on the Metro paper, the headline reads, "Heartbroken mum of Arsenal fan 14 stabbed to death says he was groomed by gangs." So first of all, like looking at that as someone that uh, is a father first and foremost, looking at that as someone that kind of has come from that kind of background where violence may seem normal to some people. Seeing that as a person, I would not like that as a family, as a friend, or I don't like that for the family. Yes, so yes, as I read on, I actually see that it was the mother that had actually said her son was taken advantage of by gangs. So it's not even the fact that the mother said that, it's the fact that this is the main headline and main point of this news headline. It's not to say, oh, we feel sorry for the parents and the family. It's not to say that, oh, this has happened again and again, and we need to put an end to it. It's more to do with people just wanted something to talk about, I'd say. And the reason I really I don't know if I'm really getting my grievance across right. I feel like it's just being made out to be like, oh, it's London again, and it's young black children carrying knives, and this is what they've been into. And no matter what the parents say, they were pursued by gangs. It's gangs that they are trying to put this to. For me, when I'm watching Coronation Street in the night and I'm seeing young kids being arrested and one kid being stabbed by a knife and one kid carrying a knife, and I'm looking at the two perpetrators on Coronation Street, I think that is actually worse than this actual headline, because it's like it's being promoted as it's the worst thing, but on a national daytime TV, it is also something watched as entertainment. So me growing up with UK rap and grime and garage and remembering when the times that they used to say, oh, this culture is negative for our societies. This culture, they are talking about guns, they are talking about knives, they are showing kids carrying them, they are sending kids here and there. But then suddenly now, in this day and age, it's actually something to watch on national TV daily. So although they are very quite happy to promote that, oh, it's gangs that have caused this kid to be stabbed on the bus, I actually put it down to all the social media and all the news reports and all the things that are promoted to the young kids, not the kids carrying knives. So the way I mean from that angle is any kid watching that Coronation Street would believe that no matter who they are, they need to carry a knife. If you look at the kid in Coronation Street, yes, we know it's a drama, yes, we know it's an act, but from where I come from, that kid shouldn't be carrying a knife in the first place. It's Coronation Street. There's not much gang violence really happening in a Coronation Street from what I understand of gang violence. So to see that a standard young boy from a everyday neighborhood is carrying a knife, his friends getting stabbed, and other kids, teenagers at this age are going to jail for this. It's like a slap in the face, because it's like you're saying one thing but then showing us another thing. And this is the exact same thing they used to put on the culture of people that weren't able to, in my way, I'm just going to put it as my point of view, as someone that wasn't able to get a job like that, as somebody that wasn't able to, say, go far and use his qualifications he has got. Sometimes it's all down to my colour of my skin. So let's say these kids actually had more opportunities. So yes, this young boy I see was a keen footballer and a keen chef. Why was no one actually pushing him in his football team to play football? Where are the local football teams in his area? Where are the local restaurants that would take on children, teenagers, for a weekend work experience? Where are these things in place? And a lot of people that will be talking about these kids running around reckless have opportunities to give these kids an actual lifeline from this, but they aren't. We'd rather talk about stories. So, yeah, it's quite a grieving, and I feel sorry for the family because I feel like when it's even more in the news, it's harder to actually get over something. And yes, they want to find the perpetrator. Yes, you're going to be upset whether the perpetrator is found and sent to jail or whatever. But it's something that will never be forgotten now because it's in the news. And it's then as well where it's being portrayed to gangs and what I believe a urban culture. So yeah, it's quite upsetting to see that in the news today, and then actually be watching Coronation Street later on that day to see kids getting arrested for knives that shouldn't even be carrying knives, because no kid should be carrying a knife. And where I come from, we don't allow kids younger than us to just carry knives and carry guns or carry drugs. There's an incentive to push them into something better than what we was previously doing. So I'd say yes, the music and certain things we rap about may be an issue, but it's also people talking about the culture of their lifestyle. It's actually a story of their life, and a lot of them would not be telling other kids to do the exact same thing, whoever's listening to their music, compared to a soap, let's say, where we watch a young child that isn't from these backgrounds, has nothing to do with that let's say, how to put it, benefits kind of one parent working, broken homes, council house. They ain't coming all from that kind of lower background, let's say. So it's kind of what is being portrayed and what are we actually doing. Yeah. The second thing that actually caught my eyes in the newspaper today, which is kind of similar to what I'm kind of saying, where the wrong things being portrayed in the media to make one person or one section of people look more worse than the other. The second thing was about the headline reads, rapper called Twister Cheese guilty of posting menacing video about Tommy Robinson. So yes, with regards this, I think the fact that somebody doing a TikTok in response to somebody having very strong views against other cultures, I don't know which one should be in the news a bit more. The TikToker who done a video, or someone that is publicly setting up marches around the country and causing violence around the country. So yeah, as a Muslim myself, and as someone that is black, as someone that is born here, but as a parent, one parent born in Jamaica and one parent born here but do school in Jamaica, it's kind of like, am I somebody that shouldn't be here when these marches are on? And the fact that I'm reading it as a big headline in the paper kind of highlights what the agenda is for me. The agenda is not stopping these views from Tommy Robinson. The agenda is stopping anyone that is against his views. So to not really say much on the topic, I would like you to ask yourself, which one do you think should be in the news? Tommy Robinson's antics or Twister Cheese antics on TikTok? Yeah, so today those are my little two like thoughts, and I'm gonna try and like anytime something comes up in the news or in a that just crosses my mind and kind of makes me feel aggrieved that it's even being promoted that way or that it's even happened, because I feel sorry for the young child. Like, he had such a big chance to be something amazing. There's a lot of talent in all children, and he sounds like he was very strong in some of his talents. So it's quite a shame that it's actually happened to him. It's quite a shame that I believe it's other kids that have done this. It's quite a shame that this has happened, I believe, on the way back from school. So it's like it's quite a sad last few days, I say, because even when I actually looked as well, when I went to look to see the online, because I didn't bring the paper with me, I actually saw then that 4 hours ago another 17-year-old was stabbed in Bedford, not London this time, but Bedford. So a man after boy 17 stabbed to death at bus station. A 17-year-old boy has been stabbed to death at a bus station in Bedford. Detectives have launched an urgent manhunt after several attackers. So my point to this is, and another thing that I was trying to get at from the start, why I'm quite aggrieved, is let's see how much we hear about that, and let's see, as it's in Bedford, a more less violent place, let's say, to what everybody will say. Let's see how much we hear about that and that young child as well's life that's lost, whether that was due to gangs as well. Let's see if, as I'm from a different kind of background, I'm not just going by the news and thinking all I see on the news is all that's happening. I believe every week a young child is either stabbed or attacked in certain ways. Where's the publicity for those children as well? Where's the care for all the children? Where's the care from the start to stop them carrying knives? Let's not shout about it and say we want them to stop. It's gangs' fault and we can't do anything. Give these kids opportunities to make something of their life where they decide they don't need to carry a knife. So yeah, that's where I will end today. And thank you for listening again with SJ Cartier Limited Combos, and rest in peace to the young child that lost his life.